Hello, this is Vance, and this is Wednesday, November the 5th, 2014. CL trades for today. This is pre-market. I didn't do an update yesterday or a lesson. Again, my allergies are really acting up, so I had to take some antihistamines and try to clear it because my voice was lost yesterday. So, unfortunately, I was not able to do the lesson yesterday. And so I'm just going to do the pre-market this morning just because of the fact that last couple of days we've had a pretty big unwinding as far as the price of CL is concerned. So when we take a look at it, we've had this decline, not so much yesterday, but particularly on Monday. So prices went from $80, over $80 down to below 75, or pardon me, below $76. So we had a fairly large decline yesterday. Or day before yesterday, and Monday and Tuesday. And so I want to come on here just to kind of give you a kind of a precursor where I think things are going to head for today. A couple of reasons for it. I mean, of course, the difficult thing when you're looking at trading or anything, when there's a big decline or a big upside, you can find all kinds of people to give you reason for it after the fact. This is kind of like my trading after the fact. The point is that it doesn't really matter, because when you have a big decline, there's all kinds of people that come out with a reason for it, and we all do that because we have to put it in our own compartments, let's say, as far as why things happen the way they did. For instance, why is the price of oil unwinding? Well, there's a number of reasons for it. There's an article in the Wall Street Journal that talked about why the price of oil has fallen. Libya has come back online. Iraq is still selling oil on the black market. So that's one. Those are two aspects of it. The output of shale oil in the United States has reached a fairly large crescendo, and as a result, there's more production in the U.S. In fact, the U.S. has surpassed Saudi Arabia in total oil production. Hasn't happened for a very long time. That's one aspect of it. The economic slowdown in China, economic slowdown in Europe is put on less demand for oil. And with those resources coming on stream, less demand, the price is unwinding. Now, where are prices going from here? The article also pointed out a couple of interesting things. Typically, the cost of oil is expensive. And when you look at places like Canada with the oil sands, those oil sands are expensive to extract. Now, it's still economic at this point in time. But with lots of oil coming out of those areas, it's more expensive. Shale oil is not inexpensive either. It's a more costly process to take oil out of the ground. And as it appears that Saudi Arabia can produce at these levels and still make money. And so they'll just hang back, wait for the producers to get the high cost producers to get squeezed out. That's what the article was leaning toward. I don't know where the price of oil is supposed to be. I mean, some are calling for $75. There's been all kinds of revisions of estimates. Last year, it was the estimate the oil would probably be finished this year at $95 a barrel. Well, we're almost $20 below that at this point in time. So what's going to transpire what's the new predictions for next year, for 2015? Well, they think oil is going to be in the $70 range. But believe me, I've seen predictions like this many times in the past. And the bottom line is, they don't really know. That's the truth. They don't know where the price of oil is going. Do I think the price of oil is going down to $30 a barrel? No. Is it going down to zero? Well, obviously it shouldn't. It won't. The point is, though, I guess it's always a possibility. But where is the reasonable price of oil should be right now? Well, anything below $75 or below $80, those producers that are producing above that, it's getting pretty sticky for them to kind of stay. Now, they can do it for the short term. But if price stays down for a long term, they'll start shutting in. And when they start shutting in or not producing or not looking for oil, then the price will have to rise. Because when you have rising demand bump up against a shrinking supply, prices have to rise. In the short term, they're just soft. And so maybe it's just a number of issues that have come to the fore to drive the price down at this juncture. But I don't by any means think it's going to stay down here. But you never know. So that's not our concern anyway. All we're doing as far as trading on the CL is to look for volatility and the opportunities to get into oil. Now, I mean, when you have long run ups or long runs down, once you get into that, you got to really hold on to those runners. And that's really the challenging thing to do. What about for today, though? Today, what I've marked off already is, the high from the current high is 77.64. Sorry about that. High is 77.64. Low is 76.46. And what I've done here is that from the high and from the opening price was 77.36. So we came off the opening price. Price sold down. You can see that we had this dropped in this trading range right here, probably about this level, the first aspects of it, or even up to here. And so when price came down here, you can see that it came down to this and bounced out of here. I don't know about taking a trade. This is pretty early in the morning. This is 5:30 in the morning. But I mean, who's trading at that time? But when price broke out here, it pulls back. I put in this channel off these bottoms here. This is for a little bit later. But anytime price came back down to this channel, down to the EMA, this is at the top of the range. So it's a second entry long off this doji. I wasn't really. It's not. Again, this is like early in the morning, 6:30. So price is moving its way up. Pulls back twice. First pullback, second pullback, and this is really the first trade close to the open. This is 8:20. Once and let me explain this to you a little bit in a little greater detail. Price pulls back down here. So we had the first pullback. This is almost like a first entry, even though the price is exactly the same. Pulled back, and this is the second entry right here. Now, it's a bit of a trap. It's a bit of a doji. Had you gotten in on this trade, kept your stop below this. The only trouble is it's almost like a limit in because this is 15 ticks, and it doesn't really get you down. You want to be below the most recent price action, and we did have that test down there. So if you're going to get into this trade, it'd be a limit trade. I have to admit, I didn't get into that one at all. But when it pulls back, it appears that it sets up as these matching lows here. Another pullback down, back to the EMA, back to the trend channel. Almost back to the EMA, and we had this first failure. First attempt to go down, failed. Second attempt to go down, and immediately a very strong bar here. Now, I mark this as a trade. It's right at the top of the channel. It's an aggressive trade. You have to really limit in to get your stop below this, and so that's why I marked it in green. You could have gotten in at the close, but it really didn't afford you a lot of room. So you really almost had to buy this blind because of the expectation that this is below the matching lows. But this is an aggressive trade because in order to get in on this trade, you almost have to buy in like pretty low. Even at the bottom of this bar, it just kind of clicks you in with your 15-tick stop. So that's why I marked this one in green. But this is a trade that worked out, and it's moving. It seems to be moving higher now. This is more of a structure trade. And what I mean by structure trade is that you have to say that at this point in time the structure is up or the context is up. And so to try to get in here, to limit in along these bottoms here someplace is really the place to go in. Now, the only reason I marked it on this one is that this is pulled back close to this EMA. So if you add these two bars, this bar with this bar together, you can see that's a pretty strong bull bar, but it's near the top of this tight trading range. But it did work out. It broke out of here, and now we're 5 minutes before the open. We'll wait to see how this transpires. If price comes back down to here at the open, we might have another launch to go up a little bit higher. We're getting close to where we're over the daily highs, obviously. We're certainly not near the highs of yesterday. Let me just kind of pull this over here, or for the day before yesterday, we see that was a sell-off. Or yesterday's high, pardon me, is at 78.42, and so we're 100 ticks off the high of yesterday, the previous day's high, and so I would think that it appears that price is really trying to move to that area. If you look at the high of yesterday afternoon, or yesterday morning at the open, you can see that the price was right at 77.65, and we kind of bumped up against that. So if we can move up beyond this area, and it's really a double top from yesterday, or even a triple top, if we can move above this area and hold, it likely we could very well get up to the 78.42 area. I think price is too low at this level. I think it's just kind of oversold. Monday it oversold, and then yesterday was really a balanced day, a range day, more than anything else. And now we're just kind of bumping up the top end of that range. And as I said, if it holds, it can move up. Then if it holds above this area, then we can expect to go higher. However, it could turn down. We could retest this bottom right here again. So those are the things I'm looking for right now. Waiting for the open. It's going to be in 5 minutes. So we'll see how that transpires. So remember that. I'm going to put this on pause. Now, it's not really a true pre-market discussion. I'm going to put this on pause and see what happens within the next 5 minutes. So the chances are is I'm thinking that either it's going to go long or at the open, or we might have some hesitation or might pull back down here and retest this area, see how it tests this channel. So I'll put this on pause, and then we'll come back, and I'm looking at maybe taking a trade right at that area. So let's see how that works out. Okay, I'm back. It's right at 9 o'clock. I think a very strong bar right here. I'm going to take a trade right here. I think it's pulling back right here. And I'm going to limit in 3 contracts. My stop is going to be right here at 41, I mean. And I want to take 2 contracts off at 71. And I'll look at my other contract up here someplace. Now, the reason I'm taking it right here is that let's get this in here first. Okay. The reason I'm taking this in here is you see these 2 pullbacks, first pullback, second pullback down to this area. It's right at this, okay, this channel is right here. This is the top of the channel. We are at the high, but now I think the buyers will step in right at this time. And I think that we're going to assault this area. I think that the general trend is upwards, and I think we're going to move upwards. I think we've had this pullback, and I think what was formerly resistance or this daily high, I think we're going to break through and we're going to go higher. I like my stop below the matching lows here. It's right at well, this one right here is right at this 56. But we're below that. Let me make this a little bigger. Let's go there. Okay. There you go. You can see a little bit better. Okay. And let's let it go. You can see price make the put. This is the first pullback, fails. Second pullback, fails. Pretty strong bar. It's below this. It's above this area here, but we have to make a new high, new daily high, in order for it to hit the stop. But I feel confident in this trade because of I think we'll get up there, at least for the first 2 contracts. You can see that that's all right. Through. Okay. Break even +1. I just marked this trade in here to show you where I took it when you saw it. I get a chance to get this 30-70, this 70-36. Now we're at the other side of this range. Let's move this up a little higher. Just trailing the stop a little bit. I'm at 15 ticks locked in here. I'll just leave that go. You can see that we have a bit of hesitation up here. Pulled back after this strong bar. I mean, my stop is below this one, but whether or not we get support here for it to move up higher. As I said, we're bumping up against the end of this channel right here. It's created a new high at 77.95, so maybe some resistance at 78, something along those lines. But I'm leaving it. Okay, came back, took me out at 71, locked me in 15 ticks. I guess it was just resistance. I'll see how it goes down to the bottom here. If price comes back down here, I'll see if it's see if I can get some more support across this line, and then maybe go longer again. But or not, we might be turned down the other direction. But that's it for now. We saw it, very quick trade. I got my first 2 contracts. We'll go 3 contracts off. It was 3 contracts at 15 ticks plus, and that's it for now. Hope you have a good day. Bye for now.